Good evening, and now for the news. 4 dead and 9 wounded in a shooting attack in the settlement of Otniel in the South Hebron region. Sabbath Eve, 7:30 p.m. 2 terrorists charged out of this grove, armed with M16 rifles and hand grenades. They entered the kitchen and killed the 4 boys on kitchen duty serving supper. One of them managed to lock this door. The terrorists fired dozens of rounds through the door. Right here, I saw Noam Apter, completely white, riddled with bullets, his face serene, lying by the door.
The last act of Noam was closing the door that separates between the kitchen and the dining hall. This lock was just 50 centimeters from the floor. A small gun that was in this bag on his body was just almost in his hand, and it means that at his last moment he decided whether to take the gun and maybe shoot the terrorists or to lock the door, and with this act to save the life of all the 70 people that were in the dining hall.
It is a natural extension of the way he lived. He always thought of others first. Truly, his top priority was giving, to be considerate of others, to give and to volunteer. Noam had a twin sister, Tamar Sarah, who died of meningitis when she was a year and 2 months old. We were left then with just 2 children, Dafna and Noam, the twin. It was terribly difficult for us. I personally did not have the tools to cope with this.
In the army, he qualified for elite units, but in the end, he went to the paratroops. He did not make a big deal of what he did in the army. Only afterwards, we heard the stories. They fought in Tulkarem. He just went with the flow, with ease and simplicity.
He was like a brother to us. To the members, he was even more than a brother. He was a father.
One day, he brought his friend also to be a volunteer in Bet HaGalgalim, and it was in Shabbat. And the first Shabbat, he asked his friend, "How do you feel here in Bet HaGalgalim? It's hard for you to volunteer here?" So his friend answered, "I miss the mirror in the toilet." So Noam answered, "Don't worry, here in this place we don't use mirror. Why? Because here we are not looking at ourselves, we are looking at the other people.
הוא הזמין אותי ואת אח שלי להתארח אצלם ביום כיפור.
He invited me and my brother for Yom Kippur. So I spent Yom Kippur in Otniel, in the same building where the attack was.
אני זוכרת שראיתי אותו בצד.
I remember seeing him standing aside in a corner praying. It was so amazing.
Usually, a teacher sends the students, but he sent me on all sorts of missions. I found myself in places where I never dreamt I would be, like manning a booth in the central bus station in Beersheba, explaining Judaism and Torah to passers-by. He sent me to give a lecture to non-religious students in Ben Gurion University. It states in a monograph that he wrote that a religious person does not have a monopoly on Torah and tradition. Our Torah is open to all. But to him, it was important that the Torah that is open to all will reach all.
Our daughter Ruti, she was 15 years old. She started speak and she asked me, Abba, are you prepare money for Noam wedding? So I told her, for sure. So she told me, okay, so take this money and I'm sure that you have enough for the Sefer Torah. So I just jumped on her, I hugged Ruti, I kissed her and I told her, okay, Ruti, thank you very much for your idea. I now know that I have all the money for the Sefer Torah.
I told my children, I want to complete it by the end of the year of mourning, to hug the scroll as it leaves the house, and to feel that I am hugging Noam. It will be a hug of life. Through the cycle we are completing now, we are repeating the cycle of the funeral, but this is a cycle of life.
We decided to furnish the Beit Midrash in memory of Noam and make it a more pleasant place to sit and learn.
It is alive every day. There are classes in daily Talmud study. It's alive on Shabbat, and everyone feels Noam in the air. During every class on the writings of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, they feel him in the air.
ברוך אל עליון אשר נתן מנוחה לנפשי ופידיון מזה דבריך והוביל ראש לציון עיר הנידחה אתה נתוג היום נפש נדחה da da da